Hi, this is Stephanie Miller from The Stephanie Miller Show. Please enjoy this exclusive clip from my show on Political Voices Network. Hi. You retweeted, well, actually yourself. You said this. Let's do guess the quote. You said this.
What did I say?
Imagine voting for Trump because you believed he'd cut government spending, then watching him try to get the debt ceiling raised before he even takes office, and still not realizing how colossally you've been played. I mean,
Yeah. I mean, we're about to play my favorite game show again. What's it gonna take? Where we test our right-wing people to see how many broken promises it takes before they realize they picked the wrong guy. And it was a long game last time.
we just were talking, by the way, to your point on Blue Sky, John, that we didn't lose on trans issues. We lost on lies.
Yes,
Millions of dollars spent on lies about trans people. And
we also lost on the truth. We lost on corporate mainstream media not promoting the truth, but promoting lies even more. I heard more in the media about the Haitians. I heard more in the media about the delivery room doctors killing babies. I heard more in the media about these fictional gender reassignment surgeries in the public schools while the kids are off and the parents don't know what's happening. I heard more about the lies than I heard that America recovered better from inflation than all of our capitalist allies around the globe.
Yes,
Wow.
go ahead.
Okay, I'd like to apologize to the mainstream media for my comments about them, and I'd like my bandwidth back. So thank you very much.
That's true. That happened right when you were criticizing corporate media. You retweeted someone said fewer than 1 in 1,000 U.S. adolescents receive gender-affirming medications, and you said, "Why it's almost like right-wing politicians with nothing to offer non-millionaires scapegoated a small minority to help obtain power." But when has that ever happened before in world history?
I mean, at least it's not just for undocumented immigrants anymore. But Kamala Harris never even talked about transgender issues once the entire time. This is the Joe Roganification of the American mind. I mean, and again, woke just means you don't like racism. So it's great hearing who doesn't mind racism. I mean, it's the same stuff we've always fought against. And I'm not afraid of these people, Stephanie. I'm not really scared of them. I think that we're going to have the same thing we had last time. They're still incompetent. Donald Trump didn't suddenly become intelligent. He didn't suddenly become a good guy. He's not smarter. And we're going to witness the same exact dumpster fire. The only question is going to be how long it'll take Trump supporters before they start caring. I guess because we can't afford eggs, but let's buy Greenland.
By the way, you said I want to congratulate the Village People for performing at Trump's inaugural and subsequently being booed at every LGBT event to come. Good luck with those MAGA bookings.
Oh, Randy broke my heart. You guys broke my heart. I mean, you guys have met the Village People, right? A gig's a gig, but still, sheesh. Yeah. I'm glad Carrie Underwood will be there to perform her hit "Jesus Take the Finger." That's going to be nice.
Speaking of the inauguration, obviously the reporting is Nancy Pelosi and Michelle Obama aren't coming. So of course the civility police on the right, who have been very civil to us, are aghast.
Yes.
Karen Finney on CNN said, "I don't think we can be too precious about this. I mean, considering Donald Trump didn't go 4 years ago after an insurrection where he tried to overturn the election." And then who's the right-wing douche? Scott Jennings, of course, rolled his eyes. And she said, "I know you're rolling your eyes, but it actually did happen." I mean, he was the president, and not only did he try to overthrow the government, he didn't go. Michelle Obama's never been an elected official. It's Nancy Pelosi. Someone tried to kill her and almost killed her husband, sent by Donald Trump. It is...
Hypocrisy is their food, Steffi. Hypocrisy is their oxygen. Yeah, I mean, Donald Trump ended the peaceful transfer of power. He launched a terrorist attack. We still can't call it the T word, but that's what it was. I have such undying respect for Michelle Obama for leaving, for not showing up. The only people I have more respect for is you and me and Hal and Frangela for getting the hell out of D.C. one day early.
Yeah.
Because it's going to be a good feeling. And by the way, can we have a smaller inaugural crowd than last time? I think it's possible. This is going to be William Henry Harrison levels of cold on Monday. I hope it's really. I hope the Santa Ana winds go east and hit them hard, because there's two things Trump's afraid of. You know it: a strong woman and a strong wind. Can you imagine soft man baby in 20 degrees with a breeze? It's going to be it makes me feel so bad that I'm not going to watch it, because on Monday night on Sirius XM we are live and we are bringing you the best Martin Luther King Jr. holiday special with 0 mentions of the inaugural on Sirius XM.
That's awesome.
I will be back.
Advertising it.
I will be back in this chair Monday morning for the counter inaugural programming. Let's just say that.
Yeah, I've told my listeners we are not mentioning it. We will take your calls about David Lynch and his greatest cinema on Monday for MLK Day. We are not going to cover if he signs executive orders later in the day, we'll talk about those. But I don't care about his pageant, and I don't need to play any clips of a speech written by Stephen Miller for decent people.
Oh, God. We stopped a while ago because I think most of us have, like, PTSD, just that voice and the flapping Garfield anus lips.
Very nice. Very nice.
Yes.
Yeah. I will say, can I just say it's good to know that Donald Trump is totally cool with the rest of us flying a flag at full mast once he's dead. I'm really glad he conveyed that this week. You know, when Nixon was sworn in, Harry Truman had just died. Yeah. And so Nixon kept the flags at half-mast over the White House for his inaugural because that's the classy, sensitive, caring thing to do if you're respectful. Imagine being less classy than Nixon.
Yeah.
Imagine being more
This is the first time ever.
Insecure.
This is the first time ever we haven't honored a former United States president for the 30 days. But, of course, because of man baby.
Because of man baby. So when he dies, I'm going to be selling extra large masks. I want to announce it now. I'm going to have my own website. You can fly a flag higher than the law allows with these masks. They'll get very excited. He said it's okay.
So here's chapter 1 of our new Handmaid's Tale. An Ohio woman who is criminally charged after having a miscarriage in her home has filed a federal lawsuit against the city of where she lives. I mean, I don't want to, what's the word, future because it's going to be bad enough when we get there. But, oh, my God, John. It's just bad to worse. Trump apparently wants Vivek Ramaswamy to replace J.D. Vance in the Senate. This bag of rats is so big, I just don't know who to...
Listen, it's going to be hard, and there's going to be a lot of people who are going to be hurt by this, but we have to remember they are lethally incompetent, and most of them don't even care about their agenda. Most of them aren't even real fascists. They're just grifters looking to leech onto the treasury. It's going to be hard. America's going to need honest, decent people. Do not let this make you crazy, folks. Stop and smell the train wreck. Remember what John Lennon said. The two things fascists can't handle are nonviolence and ridicule.
Thank you.
We're going to need a lot of humor. We are not going to resort to hate, and we're not going to be obsessed with it. We're going to tell the facts. We're going to make fun of the lies, and then we're going to move on to other stuff that happened in the day. Yeah. We are all going to be the hot chick at the bar ignoring the douchebags for the next 4 years.
No, I keep saying it, John, and it's why he's, has a middle of the night freak out every other day about Jimmy Kimmel or Seth Meyers or whatever. You're right. The comedians, it's going to be up to us because you're absolutely right. That humor is not only our power that helps us, keep us sane, but tells them we're not afraid of you. You're absolutely right. Ridicule is our best weapon, both for our own, sanity, but just it is a way to fight back. And, the Sexy Liberal Tour, that's how this started. You know what I mean? Like woke or whatever you want to call that. We don't punch down, and we've been doing this. We've been selling out theaters across the country. How many years now? How many years have we been doing
11
this?
billion.
Tomorrow is our last show. We are,
15 or something.
Yes. Long time.
14 years this April.
Okay.
Thank you very much.
Yeah.
Yes, 14 years this April. I mean, when we started this, Obama was running for re-election, and I'm so proud of what we've done. But again, look, he's lost the majority of voters 3 elections in a row, folks. Yeah. The majority of people who turned out to vote against the majority who turned out to vote voted against him in 2016, 2020, and 2024. That's a mandate, okay?
Yeah.
It's not going to go well for them because they're not competent. They're not going to deport 11 million people. They're not going to deport 1 million people. They're not going to deport 500,000. They're not going to cut $1 trillion from the budget. Yeah. None of this stuff they've talked about is actually going to happen. And all they can do is keep on Donald Trump vomiting out those tennis balls for the media to chase down every single one to cover the fact that they're not doing anything in their legislative agenda.
We are not a scared, small, oppressed minority. No. We are 75 million people, and they are going to hear us roar over the next, 4 years. So, and tomorrow night, John Fugelsang, I mean, come on, for our last one, for our final extravaganza, pay-per-view, $20 you can watch from home or join us at the Warner Theater. I mean, come on, this panel, Representative Jamie Raskin, Officer Harry Dunn, George Conway, Olivia Troy, Tara Setmeyer, JoJo from Jers. I mean, come on.
It's going to be a party, and you guys got to be there. Every decent, moral person in Washington, D.C. who can spell the word "your" properly will be at our show tomorrow night, and the rest of y'all can tune in. Go to meethook.live, M-E-E-T, hook.live, or sexyliberal.com.
Yep.
Listen, it's going to be the first great resistance party, even if there's no resistance. We're the opposition, whatever you want to call us.
Yep.
But we're still the majority. The majority still respects women's rights. The majority still thinks the rich should be taxed more. The majority still accepts climate science. You know, it sucks that turnout was low, but it doesn't mean we're going to put our morality away. And believe me, we're still in this blame game, circular firing squad. Within 2 weeks of his inaugural address, we're going to be on the same side again, and people are going to realize the ball's back in play. And God bless that woman in Missouri who's suing for their arresting her, because that's going to lead the way. You know, who would have thought Bill Barr wouldn't protect Donald Trump and Merrick Garland would? We can't rely on the DOJ. We got to rely on us. And it's people like Ruby Freeman and Shay Moss who bankrupted Rudy. It's individual citizens using the law to get redress of grievances that may wind up being what saves us. So it's appalling.
And by the way,
for a miscarriage, but God bless her for fighting back.
I'm with Jamie Raskin, who wrote to Merrick Garland and said, drop these charges, release the classified documents report. And also you can do your patriotic and also immature duty by calling the Justice Department today and saying, is Dr. Leakey there? Dr. Leakey? Dr. Leakey? Leak the classified documents. I'm just saying, by any means necessary.
I mean,
by any means.
If only Joe Biden had special powers where he could do something if it was in the public interest. I mean, he can release it right now, or Merrick Garland can release it and Biden can pardon him. But we deserve to know.
Yeah, you only got one more weekend with that fancy presidential immunity car. Take it out for a spin, Dark Brandon. Let's go.
Joe Biden's already done something this week that no one's been able to do. He got millions to Google the word oligarchy. So anything's possible.
Oh, God.